I'm Grace, this is Lisa, and we're part of the clique. 21 Pilots released new music today.
True.
And I was in class and Lisa waited for me. Just got out of class. This is what they call a reaction video. But
okay. Bucky!
I think we should get Bucky out of this room.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks. That was distracting.
Yeah, it really was.
Now that I'm not worried about what I look like.
I think I was more worried about...
I was more worried about what you looked like. I'm just kidding. I was not looking at her. I was more worried about what I looked like.
Okay, so the first song we will be listening to from their new album called Trench is called Jumpsuit. Yeah, we can put a disclaimer.
Disclaimer. Here it is.
My dog is scratching at himself on the carpet. Anyways.
So if you hear some noises that you know are not in these songs, then you know it's her dog. Scratching himself.
So do you want to give like a guess at what the song will sound like?
Yeah, no, I'm hoping it's a darker sound. Getting more serious into the biblical concepts of dying to oneself to become more Christ-like. Even just looking at the album cover, I'm hoping it has like some cool harmonies in it. Like maybe filling out some 7th chords.
Okay.
Some 7s. Get some 7s in there.
So do you feel like it's gonna be like a minor key?
I would look forward to it, or at least just having a darker sound, which I think would be really neat. Yeah.
Well, awesome. Let's get into it.
Can't believe how much I hate pressures of a new place roll my way. Jumpsuit, jumpsuit, cover me. Jumpsuit, jumpsuit. Birds in my room, friend or foe. Felt it in my youth, feel it when I'm old. Jumpsuit, jumpsuit, dusting off my.
So much has happened already.
I think the instrumental initially was really distracting me from the lyrics, but now I'm
I'll
focusing
be
on
right
the
there.
lyrics.
Sounds like
But you'll have to grab my throat and lift me in the air.
Kind of sounds like Al City.
If you need any more, I'll stop my plans. But you'll have to tie me down and then break both my hands. If you need anyone, I'll be right there. But you'll have to grab my throat and lift me in the air. If you need anyone.
I just hope they have a radio edit of this. 'Cause it's really long, but if not, it's cool. What? Oh, recap, okay.
Alright, that's it. Just kidding. Do you have anything?
Yeah, I mean,
Analysis,
I think it's
Lisa.
something that you have to listen to more to really appreciate, of course. There's a lot going on instrumentally. It can be kind of frightening and intimidating, but the lyrics are pure and true to 21 Pilots, so I appreciate that. I like the little, like the slow down and the build up, so that's always cool to listen to because you can imagine it in a live setting.
Yeah.
So.
Neat. Yeah, initially, I can't remember what band I thought of, but, no, I kind of thought Mute Math in the middle, because it kind of sounded like what they did whenever they were with Mute Math. But I think I thought of, like, Imagine Dragons or something, or, like, there was some band that came to my brain and I just forgot it. Some band I don't really listen to that much, but, at first I was kind of nervous, oh man, that I might be disappointed whenever we first push play. I really don't like saying that.
I mean,
but it's
you're
my
a
honest
true
opinion.
fan, so you're allowed to say that.
I'm a true
fan.
Yeah, but
We're here to the end.
I kind of want to listen to it again to analyze the lyrics a bit more. But thinking about it on the spiritual side, like, by spiritual I mean like Christianity and like what biblical concepts, and understanding that 21 Pilots, like especially, tend to have a lot of spiritual parallels in their music. And like, with the knowledge that, like, as Christians, like the Bible calls us to live in a way to where we're not really of this world. And there are things that you have to do to protect, like, your spiritual mindset and, like, your relationship with God, and protect your heart from greed and all these things that can come at you, especially in the music industry. And so I'm just thinking, like, Jumpsuit, cover me. What is the jumpsuit referring to? Like, you know, but I would have to really look at the lyrics and listen back to the song to really get an analysis of it. But anyway, the sound of it, I could see it being used in a movie for some action scene or whatever. Some people jumping on top of trains and going back and forth between them. Maybe in some city traffic, jumping on top of cars and escaping some enemy. You can see that in a movie.
Cool.
Anyway,
next song,
Nico and the Niners.
Nico and the Niners. Do you have an interpretation of the song title?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you?
Nico and the Niners. Nope.
The only Nico I can think of. Now, I saw this online, that Nico can be short, now forgive me if I say this incorrectly, for Nicodemus, who was a person in the Bible that, like, went up to Jesus a couple of times and was like, hey, like, the one that I'm most familiar with and who I always connect Nicodemus with is whenever he went up to Jesus and he was like, hey, like, what is it, like, how can you actually be reborn? Like, there's no way that you can go back into your mother's womb and be born again. Like, that's weird. And so I'm kind of curious if this has a biblical concept. How many nations were there?
Like churches?
Like, yeah, within the Bible.
In Revelation it talks about 7 churches.
Okay. I'm wondering what the 9 is referring to. But yeah, it sounds like a cool...
Everything seems like it
acapella
has a deeper meaning to it.
Yes,
so it's
which
just
I
exciting
appreciate.
to think about. You have, like, all this time to dig it up and just really be entertained by different abstract concepts.
Yes.
So,
Let's dive right in.
boop.
Sounds like a distorted ukulele. Anxiety.
East is up, I'm fearless when I hear this on the low. East is up, I'm careless when I wear my rebel clothes. East is up, when bishops come together, they won't know that demon don't control us. Demon don't control. East up. I'm fearless when I hear this on the low. East is up. I'm careless when I wear my rebel clothes. East is up. When bishops come together, they will know that demon don't control us. Demon don't control. I'm heavy. My jumpsuit is unsteady. I'm lighter when I'm lower. I'm higher when I'm heavy. Oh, I'm heavy. Jumpsuit is unsteady. Lighter when I'm lower. Higher when I'm heavy.
Ooh, I bet that's something you play backwards and like.
What I say when I wanna be enough, what a beautiful day for me.
Okay, bye.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
So, I like the reggae. Bring back that reggae. I think it was a 21 Pilots song. I mean, comparing it to the song before, I noticed that the vocals are very distorted, and I'm not sure if I'm a fan of that, but it blends well with the instrumentals because that too is very distorted.
I know, I know you've seen them too, probably. Of course. There have been interviews where Tyler says that, like in Blurry Face, whenever he had the distorted voice, it was to represent who Blurry Face was, which he said was like a side of him.
Well, I mean, just
So I'm
the
curious if
overall
that's, like,
vocal.
part of it.
The overall vocals were very distorted compared to what I've heard before, so
Yeah.
like over-processed. That's probably a better
Yeah.
word.
You mean with, like, on the audio aspect of it?
Yeah. I really don't know what to say.
Yeah, me neither.
I don't want to say I don't like it, but at the same time, like, I don't want to say it's the best thing in the world. I'm just looking forward to the rest of the album.
Yeah. I think that genuinely, if I didn't appreciate, or if I wasn't familiar with who they were, and I wasn't familiar with their music previous to this coming out today, I think that if this, exactly how it sounds, a Jumpsuit and Nico and the Niners, if these songs just had another artist's name on it, other than 21 Pilots, I'd be like, what is this?
Yeah.
You know, but I think because it's 21 Pilots, and like I understand that their lyrics have a deeper meaning, and they can come across as incredibly cryptic sometimes. I think because of that and the things that I do appreciate about 21 Pilots, it makes me appreciate this, even if the sound isn't something that I would intentionally think, what kind of mood am I in? Oh, let me listen to some distorted vocals and driving bass, you know?
Yeah.
Because
I
I'm
want
also
a nice little ballad. A cute little ballad.
with some screams.
No. Well, maybe, like, some echoed, like, oh, I'm a tortured soul. You know?
Tortured soul.
But, yeah, I mean, like you said about them having their name on it, I think they've already established their credibility as artists, so, I mean, you're gonna want to listen to them regardless. It's kind of like Kanye West, you know, like,
Kanye
no one-
West? Sorry.
it's like you want to listen to people you respect, so it's a powerful thing, and I'm thankful to get to listen to it.
Yes. You know, I think it'd be interesting if this was, like, what words do I use? If it were an album that had, like, a storyline to it.
Or conceptual
Yes,
album. I'm
thank
sure
you.
it is. I mean, we have to watch the music video.
Yes. Shall we film a reaction to that as well?
Yes. Slay. Slay me, 21 Pilots. Okay, so back what we were doing.
Yeah, we had just finished watching the vid.
Do you want the screen or do you not want the screen?
No thanks. Bye bye screen. Bye bye.
Okay.
And when I was watching the video, I think definitely having a visual to go along with a song makes it more powerful.
I feel like with the symbolism, like, it's frustrating not knowing exactly what everything means, but at the same time, it just leaves so much room for discussion. Yeah, I wanted to think that the person on the horse was a good guy, but the look on his face didn't look good, but that could just be
He looked
me
sick.
making a generalization about... Huh?
Sick.
Are there burgers on my nose?
It's not noticeable unless you're up real close.
But yeah, there's just a lot going on, because like when you think you know what it means, you really don't, because it kind of twists on you, twists and turns.
Yeah.
So I definitely don't want to assume it's about like biblical stuff, but at the same time, like... But of course, it's all up for discussion, you know. No hate, don't leave hate in the comments. I'm just kidding.
Hey,
It's okay.
please don't.
We want to hear all opinions.
Yes,
so.
we do, because just because we have an opinion on something doesn't mean it's exactly correct, you know? Plus, their music leaves room for, I forgot words. It just leaves room for interpretation, which is really cool. Yeah.
They already announced their tour, Bandito or whatever. What does it say? The Bandito tour.
What does that word mean again?
It means like bandit.
Ow. my hips.
My paw hips.
My hips.
Well, I mean, we're only gonna learn more from here on out, so yeah. Stay humble.
Yeah.
Oh, and our jackets, in case you haven't noticed, they are 21 Pilots merch. Yeah, I don't know if you can still get this on the website, but if you can, it's like $60, so you better invest.
Yes.
You better get a credit card and pay those payments. But it's
Build up
worth
that
it.
credit score.
It's comfortable. Not sponsored.
Yeah.
But-
This is not a sponsored video.
Anyways, see you later. Hey, do you have an outro? If you do, I'm open to it.
I just want to say, okay, bye.
Okay, do you want to...
But like at the same, okay, bye.
Ah. What are you doing?
Okay, bye. I was thinking about what it must be like to be a Christian in the music industry. Like how the Bible calls us to be, and then like how the world is.
Yeah.
And there's definitely a divide, because in the world, like, being successful means like you have to have all this money, and you know, well, that's like a common view of success in the world. But you work so hard, and you, in the end, you just die, you know. But like being a Christian gives you like purpose, and
I feel like we can make a whole other video about that stuff, you know. I want like God to be incorporated into how we're viewing this stuff, but like to go into detail about what we view and like what we believe. Like I feel like that can be saved for another video, because I want to contribute to that too.
yeah.
But I want, like, you know, I want to be intentional about it.
Okay.